Hey, you, I'm back. I want you to know that while I was on the break, I realized that I had talked for the first 50 minutes and my mic was off. I understand that it's growing pains that I have to get used to, how to navigate through the application, but this is painful. Woo, I had no idea all that talking, and I didn't do what I was supposed to. But anyway, try not to let it bum me out. But I gotta hopefully, I will get better at being able to navigate all of this and be a little bit better each week as I go along. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to say. But it is what it is, and we will get through this. We've got 2 minutes for this race to be going off at Belmont. They're making their way to the gate now as we speak. Um, After this, there's the next race at Gulfstream Park. These are the Royal Palm Juvenile Filly Stake Race. And that is race 8. It's going 5 furlongs also on the turf. And there are 9 races in that, 9 starters in that race. So I will peek over as soon as this race, well, it's still 2 minutes. So I'm going to peek over right now. This is Gulfstream Park, uh, race 9. Yep, looks like the 2 horses scratched in this race. Make sure I'm looking at the right. No, looking at the wrong. This is this race. There are 3 horses scratched in this race. Um, for the thoroughbred, and 1 minute to post. So we'll come back to this. It's got 22 minutes left, so we've got plenty of time. Um, they are doing their circle dance, is what I call it. And they're heading to the gate. Um, there are no changes, no scratches. Um, and they're beginning to line up. And I will turn it on as soon as it lines up. Mm, oh, they're still delaying. Oh, now they're heading into the gate. There's three. Right, where's my? It's interesting to see how they go into the gates. Okay.
They're off. Inefficiency was a step slow, and also towards the back,
Yeah.
it's Cassiar. Irish Maxima with
Okay.
that early speed. It's Irish Maxima. Here's Eunomia. Inefficiency now collects herself as a stalking presence towards the outside. At the rail, there's Ultimate Authority moving forward there. And now Irish Maxima from out of the chute and on the backstretch. And she is pumped up. Irish Maxima tugging at Frankie Pennington wants to go. Irish Maxima
Frankie Pennington.
22.74. A quick opening quarter mile. Frankie Pennington trying to get her to settle. She's up by 2.5, almost 3. Ultimate Authority is stalking towards the inside of back in third. Inefficiency out wide of that's Dry Powder. And Kazushi Kimura in between horses. Here comes the run from Dazzling Move. At the rail, Eunomia towards the back end of the field with the trailer. Kissiar. Irish Maxima trying to settle still now starts the sprint at 45.02, a half mile time. Blistering
That six
fractions from
horse is
Irish Maxima, who's
so
alone,
far
is
out,
up by about
but
6 or 7 lengths on
six
Eunomia,
or
who's moved
seven
towards the
lengths.
inside. Ultimate Authority is back to third.
But
Inefficiency's
they're
got
going a
one better
mile,
towards the
so
inside. It's Dazzling Move. Dry Powder's
six
trying to
can
rally on
tire out.
Cassiar. Irish Maxima has a quarter mile left to go and still has an 8-length advantage. It's Irish Maxima who at 109.22 for 3/4 trying to pull this off in the grade 2 ruffian, and they are trying to run her down, but Irish Maxima with a
Told
furlong
you,
left to
Frankie
go is
Pennington.
not coming
I
back
I
to the
said
field
he was
yet.
a lady.
Irish Maxima front running. Here comes launching Cassiar. Also Inefficiency starting to roll inside the final 16th. Irish Maxima almost there, wins the grade 2
Oh
ruffian.
wow!
Cassiar up for
The
second.
one horse,
Inefficiency and Dry
Dylan
Powder finish
Davis,
fourth.
came from behind and made it to second spot. If he had had just this much more room, he would have passed. He would have passed.
I love rides like
He would have passed the six horse. But I said my two guys, I would bet Dylan Davis and I would bet Frankie Pennington. I don't know who came third. I said I would throw Zayas in there for the long shot. That was a fairly decent race. That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. Um, so the next race is Gulfstream. I'll come back and show. Oh, I didn't show the results of the last race. This was the last race, stake race. Excuse me. The exactor for a $1 exactor paid $60.92 to win. Um, but it came 6-3. That was the six horses are winning today. That was the second horse that won on the six. Or the second race, the six horse won. Let's go back to Gulfstream Park. The last race was the Royal Palms Juvenile. That was the sixth race. And it came 3-8 for $1 exactor. Pay $8.70. Because it was your two favorites that came in. So yeah. Um, so the next race is in 15 minutes. Out of 9 horses, 3, so that's a field of 6. Anyway, let me go through these. The one horse is 3-1 with Joe Bravo. The two horses scratched. The 3 horses scratched. The 4 horse is 13-1 with Miguel Vasquez. The 5 horse Liberty Rings. Did I mention the name of it? No, the 1 horse name is Joker's Chic with Joe Bravo. The 4 horse 13-1 with Liberty Rings is Miguel Vasquez. The 5 horse at 18-1 Pros and Cons with Edwin Gonzalez. The 6 horse at 10-1 is Mo Time Foxy Brown with Nick Ures. The 7 horse is the favorite at 1-5, Potts Right with Saez. The 8 horse is 28-1 with Sass with Martin Chuan. Chuan. I'm not familiar with him, so I can't speak to him. But my favorite jockey at Gulfstream Park, I don't care if he wins, loses, or comes somewhere in the middle. I will always bet on Miguel Vasquez because he is such in my opinion, this is just my opinion, he's such an underrated jockey and he does extremely well. He can't, I just don't think that they give him the horses to be able to show what his capabilities are. But I will always bet on um, Miguel Vasquez. So that is the lineup. We still have 12 minutes. And did I even talk about what kind of race this is? Let's see. But before I do that, I want to hang on. Oops. I have to find my. Here it is. Oh no, wrong one. Okay. Uh, So we got 10 minutes, and then after this race, I will. Let's see. This race, Gulfstream, 2 more races. So we've got this one coming up at Gulfstream Park. Then there's another race coming up at Belmont Stake, the 8th race. And then I'm going to take another 5-10 minute break in between these 2 races, the A Train and Peter Pan. And then after that, we'll come back for the last 2 races at Belmont and at Churchill Downs. So I just wanted to kind of give you um, a recap or an overview of where we are. I'm trying to see if this station that I have it on is also going to play Gulfstream Park. If not, I have to switch back to the other channel, um, which sucks because I guess the New York racing never made an agreement with TVG TV, so they don't have a lot of their races on TVG or FanDuel TV, whatever it's called now. Um, so I have to kind of switch back and forth. Otherwise, I'd have the TVG on because on the actual screen it shows all the races and I could actually hear all of the races. But I didn't, like I said, I didn't log in, or you didn't hear me say that. You didn't hear me say that because the sound was off. But anyway, I was saying I didn't log into TVG this time because I didn't clear out my balance in TVG, and I just didn't think it was fair to show what was in the balance and whatnot, and trying to figure it all out because some of it were winners and some of it. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. So I didn't log in. So there are limitations that I have because I didn't log into the actual account. But I wanted to go back to Belmont Stakes because they posted the results of that particular race. So here's what it paid at with that 6-1. Oh, and the 5 came third. For that $1 exact or 6-1, it paid $60 and 58 cents. So that was the payout for that. So now we're gonna go back to Gulfstream. I'm switching back and forth. No, they're still on. They're talking about the next race at Belmont, so I have to switch back to TVG. And back. Back. I really wish I could figure out how to toggle between the two stations, but I haven't figured that out yet. So you have to give me a minute. Okay. Okay. So we got 6 minutes to go. Probably shouldn't be drinking out of the can because I'm showing what I'm drinking. So I probably should put it in a cup. But then if I do that, then you think I'm really drinking. So I guess I won't do that. Although I sure could use a tequila right now. A tequila sunrise. This has been one hell of a week. And I mean one hell of a week from work and everything else. This has actually been very calming, even though I started off rough as I have been. Um, um, so I'm sorry, I need to take a two minute break and I will be right back. Hang on a second. Um, so at all. Hey, you. I am filming my babies again. I'm going to be leaving this weekend for about a week and a half. So I just wanted to um, take a look at them before I leave again. They're all very playful this evening. Um, and I also wanted to film the feeding because I wanted to see how the feeding worked. I have an auto feeder at the top, up there at the top, and I just want to be able to make sure that it is um, feeding or the feeder is working properly is what I'm trying to say. I'm so busy looking at them. But yeah, they're most of them are out tonight. I don't see the little Plecos. They were out earlier today. I have two albino ones. I think I mentioned. Oh, there's one at the top of the wood. That's one of the albino ones at the top of the wood in the back. Let's see if I can get a picture of it. See it right there? Nope, he's hidden behind the wood. I guess he realizes I'm trying to film him. But if I can get a better picture of him, I will. But in the meantime, I'm just enjoying the time. The feeder's supposed to go off at in about 6 minutes. But right now I'm just enjoying them. The ones in the front are the angelfish. He's gotten so big though. When I got him, he was much smaller. And I've only had the angelfish for about a good, I don't even think it's been a month yet. The discus I got a little over a week ago. Actually, I think it was been a little over a week. I got them last week, and I've been taking film of them ever since because, like I said, they get to where they get really active and they just crack me up. And then you see the shark tail at the bottom left. He doesn't come out but every so often. The red shark tail. He's the one that likes to pick with everybody. The clown loach was out. I just saw it. I don't know where he disappeared to. I guess he figured he saw me filming too and went and ran away. But yeah, the Pleco on the right, he's eating my plants. Oh my God, the plants are just growing. I mean, he's really digging into the plants. And I don't know if I mentioned them before, but these are live plants. These are live plants. These are real wood. These are, I mean, it's almost a natural inhabitant, but I wasn't expecting him to tear up my plants. But I guess that's what they do. I'll have to clean that up at some point. But anyway, the orange one is just beautiful. And the fluorescent one that's following behind is also, they're all beautiful. I could sit here and watch these fish all day. And then I've got the one in the corner, the angelfish in the corner, in the upper left corner. For some reason, that's where they like to hang out. That's their territory. They will go all over the place, but that's where they'll end up, is right there in that corner. I don't know what it is, but that's their thing. And I know it's a gamble having all these different types of fish in here, in the tank. But, you know, even though they pick with each other, they all seem to get along. Oh, there's there's the albino one that I was telling you about. That's one of I have another one, and then I have a black one that's about the same size as these, but again, they hide a lot. They don't come out very often. They're coming out a lot more now, I guess because they're getting bigger and they're feeding more. I don't know. But at any rate, they are making their time, and it's so funny too because I realized I didn't fix that air. I got a longer tube for the other air floater, and I just haven't added it in so that it can lay flat on the. I just realized that it's not in there right. But anyway, um, they say that discus don't like being in water that's too flowy. But I have not found that to be the case. If I catch them on the right day, they are all in the air bubbles. They love those air bubbles. They'll go behind them and through them. And if I can get a chance to show you that, I will show you that. But right now, I don't know. Look at it, goofy clownfish. I mean, goofy clown loach. I have to be careful because clownfish is a saltwater fish. Clown loach is a freshwater fish, and this is a freshwater tank. So anyway, I just want to make sure I am not saying it wrong. But he's so goofy. He's just goofy. He just cracks me up. I have videos of him when I first got him and where he was going up and down, round and round, up and down, back and forth, up and down. This was before I got the discus. I will eventually put that video up too. It's just hilarious. I mean, they're just eating my plants. Look at all the plants there's the feeder. It did feed. I didn't realize it was 9 o'clock already. I guess I just talk so much. But anyway, now that I know that's working properly, and when I leave town in a few days, they'll be fed like they're supposed to. But that's my show for today. Anyway, thank you for listening. Bye. Hey, you. I am filming my babies again. I'm going to be leaving this weekend for about a week and a half. So I just wanted to take a look at them before I leave again. They're all very playful this evening. And I also wanted to film the feeding because I wanted to see how the feeding. Hello, everyone. I'm back. I'm so sorry. I had to take care of something real quick before I forgot to take care of it. But anyway, we are live. Um, and the race is getting ready to go off. This is the 8th race at Gulfstream Park. Hopefully I'll be able to hear it because the channel is acting weird. And it has nothing to do with me. It's just the channel. So let's see. It keeps pixelating. This is TVG or FanDuel. As long as I can hear it, I don't care about watching it.
They're off in the roll. Juvenile fillies.
Okay. Sass.
So that shitful pass run all the way back to last year. Up to take the lead, it's long shot Liberty Rings. Fleet of Foot at 7-1 to the half-mile point. On top of length and a half, Sass is up on the outside second. Big up toward the inside, Joker's Chick is now third. Shuffling back, Motown Foxy Brown getting
the 7, which is the favorite at 1-2, was the favorite, but he's coming up.
On top of length and a half, 3.
She is coming up. She is passing all of them. The 5 is coming up.
The stretch drive. Like here, it's Liberty Reigns who turns first with the lead. From a leveling off down the center, pros and cons. Yards to go for Liberty Reigns. She's almost home. Liberty Reigns trimming out. Liberty Reigns is 7-1. Get the crump.
Didn't I say it? Miguel. I told you I will always put my money on Miguel. That's the 4-horse win, and I told you, he is just such an underrated jockey. I just love it.
the awesome slew offspring. We saw the signs in the previous race.
I don't know what happened to the
This
seven,
one's by
because the
Awesome Slew,
seven came, looked
$4,000
like it
sucker.
came
$27,000 purchase.
one, the
Beats the
eight,
big boys
the
here.
5.
Huge run from the
It
eight.
came
Sass. First
four,
time starter, and the other Mark
4,
Cassidy
5, 8,
second,
7
third with
looks like
firsters.
4,
And Liberty Rings
5,
getting the job done. Looking at
8.
7-1 over 12-1 over 26-1.
Yep, that's gonna be a big payout. Okay,
Finishes off the board. It is the 4 Liberty Rings.
Yep, it's gonna be a big payout, because when the favorite comes outside of the win, place, and show bet and comes fourth, the numbers, if they're all, because they're all, not if, because they're all long shots, that makes the payouts a lot bigger. Now when it comes to the super factor, because it came fourth, the payout's going to be okay, but because it came fourth, it's not going to be as big of a payout. It's, say, like if the 6 horse came forth, for example. But that's the way that oh, I'm so happy for Miguel. I said that I will put my money on Miguel every single time. I know I'm supposed to also look at the horse, and when I don't look at the horse, it just um um it's just not the same. It's just not the same. When I look at the jockeys, and I know, which is why this is an entertainment channel. It's not how you should bet. I'm not teaching anything. I'm just having fun and sharing my experiences with horse racing. And I really want to make that clear, because I don't want anybody to think that I'm trying to start a channel that's going to get that, and where I give you picks that you should run off and play, and what. That's not what this is about. This is just for pure entertainment purposes, and any information that I have to um share as far as horse racing is concerned. I am all ears. I am willing to listen and learn, because um like I've said before, I learned, my knowledge came from my mom, who was a horse player for almost 50 years. And because she's no longer able to do that, because she had a stroke a few years back, so she is no longer able to do that. I'm just sharing my knowledge and experiences that I see on the screen, and also because I don't have anybody else to talk to about horse racing. Nobody else in my family talks about it. I don't have friends that talk about it. So, oh, I thought it would have paid a lot more than that. Well, it was going off simple. I still would have thought it would paid a lot more than that. So the $1 exactor 4 or 5 paid $77. And the trifecta did, a 50-cent trifecta paid $236 and 15 cents, and the super factor 10-cent super factor paid $153, and it's not a bad return on your investment either way you look at it. It's not bad at all. But I am going to now switch over to, this was the 8th race at Gulfstream Park. The next one is the 8th race at Belmont Stakes. The next 2 races are at Belmont Stakes, and then the last race is at Churchill Downs. I still have not. Oh, before I say that, we gotta go, because it's
Race 9 starts. Stay with us. Much more ahead when we return on FanDuel TV.
So let's go to back. Seriously? You're seriously doing this? Okay. I didn't need to rush. They're circling. Um, didn't have a chance to talk about this one. I'm gonna try and get it in real quick because they're just circling. Um, so this is the pull up my handy dandy sheet here. This is the 8th race. They're going into the gate. Take the A Train stake race. $150,000. These are all females, 3-year-olds. It's on the main. This is outer track, outer turf track, and they're off. So I'll talk afterwards. I didn't even look to see.
Yeah, they're off. One Morgan Talk is off slowly. Sweet Montreal right to the front from an outside draw has a neck advantage. King Solver is a comfortable second towards the inside. At the rail, here comes Alpenglow in. Alpenglow got over to the rail, is now running on through, sprinting to take the lead. Sweet Montreal
I
is now
always
back to
bet
second. King Solver
Camouche
is back in third. Cadenza is
and
towards their
juniors
outside in
in
fourth.
this race
Pillar
too.
Beauty
I
trying to
would
keep up,
bet
shoved
junior.
along by Junior Alvarado in fifth. To their outside is Just Filtered. Second to last is In Blaze, and after the beginning,
Jose won
One
the
Morgan
last,
Tar, the
and
trailer
well,
leader,
Manny Franco is the
22.52
favorite.
for
He's
that
a
opening quarter mile. Alpenglow is the leader, sprinting all the meanwhile. Sweet Montreal trying to keep up, and here comes Cadenza 3 wide. King Solver saves the ground towards the
Jose
inside.
won the
Pillar of
last
Beauty is shoved
stake
along, not
race,
making up much
but
ground yet.
and
Just
you can make
Filtered
2 for
from far
2.
back. One Morgan Tar. Alpenglow with those hot fractions,
But I'll shut up.
45.01 for that half mile time. Cadenza within range is to the outside, trying to run that leader down. Cadenza to the outside of Alpenglow, who battles on. One more is running on. King Solver is now cut loose, and King Solver is lifting late. Cadenza is in front. It's Cadenza up by 3/4 of a length. Cadenza wins. They take the A train. King Solver second. They give a late rally in Blaze and Alpenglow.
So the favorite one, it was Frankie Manno.
Cadenza now 2 for 2 on the lawn.
I'm sorry, Manny
Getting the
Franco.
win of the Take the 8 train here, back on the turf for the
I didn't
first
see who
time
came
since
second.
Saratoga last summer. Yeah, I mean, look, I thought the horse was that high.
Uh, I don't know why we're having such a problem watching. It's not pixelating. TVG was pixelating. Um, FS2 is just, it keeps pausing. It's like it has to, it's buffering. And I am on, I'm on Hulu. I don't even know. I don't understand. That's why I'm not having a problem actually playing it because it's on Hulu. You know, I don't really give a shit one way or the other. But still, I wanted to see who came second. It came 6. I can't see the. Oh, 6-3. So Pratt. Okay. So that's take the A train. Okay, so I'm gonna switch over to Peter Pan. That's the next race that's coming up, so I don't have to change the TV. In fact, I may have to change it one last time for Churchill Downs because I'm not sure if Churchill Downs is on this particular is also advertised on this particular channel. So anyway, the next race or the last stake race for Belmont is the Peter Pan. I don't know why it was named Peter Pan. Really interesting name for a race. Because Peter Pan has so many um implications, so I don't know why they named it. But anyway, it's the Peter Pan, and actually it could have been somebody's name, I don't know. But anyway, it's the Peter Pan Stake Race. It's a $200,000 purse. These are 3-year-olds. Um, Again, I have to look at the racing form and figure out where it's telling me the sex of the horse, because I have not been able to find, or I may be looking and just don't know what I'm looking at. Um, I only know it because it says it in the description, but it's saying 3-year-olds. It's not saying whether it's a male, female, or combination thereof. Oh, I think I found it. I do think I found it. But anyway, I digressed. I don't want to. There were a total of 6 horses in this race. The 4 horse has been scratched. This is not the type of race that I ever like to bet with less than 6 or 7 horses in it. The 1 horse is 3-1, Trendsetter with Kimura. The 2 horse at 10-1 is Azam with Lascano. The 3 horse, which is the favorite, Growth Equity, which is Flavian Pratt. The 5 horse is 9-5, Talk to Me, Jimmy, with Manny on this one. And the 6 horse is 8-1, Golfy with Kamoosh. And like I said, I will always bet Kamoosh, because he's one of my favorites in Belmont. Pratt, I don't know. Let's see. Mm, did I say this was a dirt race? I don't think I did. This is a dirt race, and it's going 1.125 miles. Um, the interesting thing is the 5 and the 6 are the only 2 horses that have gone the distance. Now my screen has frozen. I do not understand. So let's just do this because it should not be doing that. Just do it this way. This way. Because I got time. I got 20 minutes. So, in the meantime, I know that I was on mute when I talked about this earlier. So, what I talked about earlier when I started was I started talking about the Kentucky Derby, and I was saying how I'm very happy that a female trainer has finally made her mark. And I was also excited about the fact that she was pulling for the jockey. She was mentioning Jose's name, said the name of the horse, but she was, come on, Jose, come on, Jose. And I get it. I totally get it. And that's a good thing. That was a great thing. So the Kentucky Derby Day, the race overall was excellent. And I chose to, because I could have posted a video talking about this, but I wanted to come on and talk about it live because I wanted to see, one, it was going to give me enough time to see whether or not they were going to allow the horse into the Belmont Stakes, and I have an update on that, and they have decided not to allow that horse to run in the Belmont Stakes because they're looking out for the safety of the horse, and I get it. But I have been um, I've been noticing that other commentators and other industry creators are saying that because of the fact this is like it's been going on for years now, that the Kentucky Derby winner has not been entered into the Preakness because of the fact it's such a tight window. There's only 2 weeks in between those two races. So they are getting concerned that now with the Triple Crown, is the Triple Crown even going to be a thing in the future? Are they going to consider maybe altering the schedule in order for us to continue to see if a horse can make it in the Triple Crown, or are they just going to leave it as is and the Triple Crown just becomes a dying event? I don't know. I don't know. I don't have a strong opinion. Well, I do have an opinion because I do believe in the, although I'm a big jockey player, I do believe in protecting the health of the horse. I do not want to see the horse injured or hurt by trying to force that Triple Crown achievement. But it makes me wonder, though, how it is, how the horses have changed to where they are now, and where they don't feel that the horse is capable of the Preakness, whereas other horses have been able to fit that schedule and have maybe not won the Kentucky Derby, but have gone to all three races. So I'm not sure what has changed to even bring up the question. I'm not really sure why it's a concern, but it is what it is. I didn't do anything with the Preakness because I don't think they have the final horses. In fact, I know they don't. When I last checked, they were still probably sort of kind of these horses might be in, but they don't have a final tally. So I'm not going to even talk about it, which is kind of odd considering that the Preakness is next week. And I guess I'm not really as excited about the Preakness because of the fact that the Kentucky Derby winner is not going to be there. I mean, it's another stake race, obviously, and it's a big one, obviously, clearly. But I don't know. I just don't have the same enthusiasm that I do with the Kentucky Derby because that's the crown jewel as far as I'm concerned. But am I going to watch it? Yes, I will watch it. Am I going to bet on it? I'm not so sure. I don't know. I have to see what horses are actually going to, and the jockeys, are actually going to be in the race. How many horses there are? I don't even know how many horses typically run because, like I said, I consider the Preakness and the Belmont State, unless it's the Kentucky Derby winner going into all three, they're just stake races, and I'm going to cover them. I'm going to be live next week, so I'm definitely going to cover it. But I don't know. We'll see. What else did I talk about? I talked about that. I talked about oh wow. See, I rambled on so much until uh if something else comes to mind, I will let you know. But I honestly do not remember. Let's see. Let's rewind the tape. Oh, I can't do that. Why? Because I didn't have my mic on, so that's not helpful at all. Oh, but anyway,
Cindy had come home from work.
I'm trying to get my TV working properly. I don't know what, everything else is working just fine. I don't know why. Because it knows that I'm going live. It's like everything else that um get it to launch. Get that to launch. We'll see. Um I'm at Belmont, so I need to go. Oh, it has both right here. Son of a gun. Okay. Well, let's see if it's going to play right. Okay. So far, life would be so much easier if we didn't have to deal so heavily in technology. I have to say, that's just. Again, did I mention I need a drink? I really do. This is just, oh, Lord. Ah, Um, well, since we have time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide over and see what's happening next week. Um, although they won't have it, they usually post 2 days out. So, oh no, I can find it. I'm sorry, I can find it. Some of them, anyway, not all of them, but some of the races that are going to be happening. I know there are a couple of Japanese races, and they're so late in the evening until I can't. Um, yeah, they had the Epsom Cup and the Kyoto Shimbunhai races today. But I think they are. I don't know what time those races. I remember I usually have to wake up at like 4 o'clock in the morning on Pacific time, or 2 o'clock in the morning Pacific time. I don't even know what it is on the East Coast thing, because I like watching the Japanese races, the stake races anyway. And I think it's the same thing with Dubai, and I'm definitely going to watch that. I don't even know when that race is supposed to be happening. But I will find out and I will let you know. Probably not until, let's see, do they? Uh, and I like watching the Ascot races too. But that's later in the year. All of this is later. The Breeders' Cup, and once we get past the Belmont Stakes, once we get past the Triple Crown, I am going to be talking about the Breeders' Cup because I don't know much about it. I know it's a Breeders' Cup. I know that, but I have no idea what the history is, why it started, why it's so prestigious, why they even wear the color purple. I have no information, no knowledge whatsoever. I just know it's a huge, outside of the Kentucky Derby, it is another huge events that are part of the horse racing industry. So we're going to learn about the Breeders' Cup together. Um, but anyway, I don't know when the Dubai, maybe it's already happened. I don't know. This doesn't tell me. And I came on here. I again digressed. outside of the Preakness, there are several races at Laurel. Other than the Preakness, they have 4 big stake races that day that are on here, and then one big race at Churchill Downs. And then there's another Japanese race next week also. And those are the only ones that I can see right now. But I'll have a better list before next week to talk about or to share. Uh, but until then, oh, and I may post up once I figure out. I can't go live during the week. It's very challenging and very difficult. But I can post up the Preakness contenders as soon as I find out what they are. But other than that, um, this is no, not until next week.
Oh, Preakness is next week.
Yep. Yeah. So I'm talking to my audience. Sorry, that was my dad coming through, and he didn't know I was live, but that's okay. He's entitled. He's 90. How old am I? Ooh, he'll be 94 this year, and he's still active and doing his thing, but he can't hear. That's his only thing. Can't hear. So anyway, that's all that's going on. I mean, he can hear, but you got to talk really loud. But anyway, um, that's where we are. Um, and before I sign off today, I want to really thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it, especially during this time as I go through all of the pains of getting everything up and running, getting it to be more, I don't want to say professional because that's not what I'm aiming at, but more entertaining. That's what I want to do. I want to make it as entertaining as possible, and I want us to be able to have fun and communicate. I know it's young. I've only been doing this now since March, so for a couple of months, and I missed a couple of weeks within that time. But the more I do it, the more I enjoy doing it. Although, I hate the butterflies before I start, and then sometimes it's like, oh God, am I really going to do this? And then once I go online, I'm just giddy, and I forget about all of the fears and concerns I had before. I guess once that camera light comes on, it's just like you go off into a different world. I understand why actors love acting now because they can lose themselves in whatever it is. Although I never wanted to be an actor. That's not what the point I'm trying to make. But anyway, um, so I just learn to face my fear every time I come on and just hope for the best. So I appreciate it, and I hope you are here the next session that I have, and that lets me know that I'm doing fairly okay. I don't know, but we'll see. And for me, it's all about having fun. If it gets to a point where it feels like work, I already have that. Then I won't do it anymore. I just won't do it anymore because that's not what this is about. And it was never set up to be about this. It was always set up to be a place where I can, like I said, I can talk about horse racing and with like minds who don't really necessarily want to take it so seriously, but want to be able to have fun. That's the way I'll explain it because um, this is what I like to do. Um, and I've been doing it for years now, off and on. So um, it wasn't until the pandemic or right before, maybe a year or two before the pandemic, that I really, really um, got involved with it. And I've just done it ever since. And then I stopped for a while, like I said, when my mom had her stroke, because it was really painful for me to go down that road without her. Because when I say we talked every day, um, about what happened in the horse racing world. Because, I mean, even though I worked, she wasn't. She was retired. I mean, my mom is 80, she'll be 88 this year. So she's been long retired. And um, for her, oh no, she'll be 87 this year, I think. 87, 88, I don't know. But anyway, she watched the horses religiously every single day. She would watch, except on I think she said she didn't really watch them on Monday and Tuesday, but she would always catch up on whatever news she found out about the races, and she would talk about it, and we would, kind of discuss things. And she lived in Vegas for a really long time, and every Friday and Saturday she was at her favorite casino playing those horses, and the rest of the time she was watching it on TV. And I mean, for years. So when it stopped, I kind of felt a little lost. One, for not being able to talk to her every day, and two, specifically about horse racing. So again, I thank you for joining me and for um, entertaining my time while I babble. I feel like I'm becoming her because I didn't used to talk this much. And I just feel like as I get older, I'm becoming more her because she just babbled. Da, 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 da. You couldn't get a word in edgewise. So, anyway, we are at 2 minutes to post. Um, and the horses are heading to the gate. Um, and they haven't done their circle thing yet, so they're still not there yet. So I guess we've got a few more minutes to um to wait. So that is what I'm gonna do. Let's see. I thought of a fun fact. Um, on one of the horse racing contenders that I follow on TikTok, he made mention of the fact that 90% of the horses that was in the Kentucky Derby are descendants from Secretariat. 90% of them. And he went and did more of a deep dive statistic, but I don't remember. I didn't try to keep track of um, what he was saying. If I get more information, I'll let you know. Um, but I found that interesting. Not surprised because his sperm is probably just when he won the Triple Crown, just I'm pretty sure she made a mint off of or what was considered a mint at that time off of his sperm for the horses. Oh, I know what it was he was saying. He said that not the Derby, it was the Kentucky Oaks, because he said that 90% of the horses in the Kentucky Oaks were strong descendants from Secretariat, because the females are the ones that are the ones that are winning the most from his legacy. It's not the males, it's the females. And I went, why is that not surprising? But I thought that was a really interesting tidbit that he shared. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. Interesting. So, anyway, they are. Oh, wait. Did I talk myself into the race going? No, the race hasn't. What am I watching? No idea. No clue. Whatever it was, it came my birthday number. So, pass race. Okay. So, like I said, in this race, I always bet Camouche. Win or lose, I don't really care. I always bet Camouche. Um, but this is another race typically that I wouldn't bet on because there are only 5 horses in this race, so it's not really worth it. But I would probably put, I would bet Camouche across the board, honestly, because that's who I would play. I don't. I mean, Pratt could win all he want. That's the other thing. It wouldn't pay me anything. So here we go.
Pan. Rough. Think sharply. Look to the front, Trendsetter will take back now in behind the leader. Talk to me, Jimmy. His front running style is ready to challenge Azam. And now Talk to me, Jimmy puts ahead in front. Talk to me, Jimmy. Manny Franco into that turn is up by a full length now as Azam is going to be a comfortable second. Out wider, here comes the Orange Silks of Golfy. Towards the back end, Growth Equity and the Triller, Trendsetter. Talk to me, Jimmy, held well off the rail as they move to the backstretch at 23 and 4 the opening quarter mile. Talk to me, Jimmy is up by 3/4 of a length. Golfy in hot pursuit is there a stalking second. At the rail is in third. Growth Equity is in fourth. And the trailer, Trendsetter. They're chasing Talk to Me Jimmy up the backstretch. Still comfortable. Is now in front by a full length. Golfy is still that stalking second and Azam. Now starts to move forward at the rail. No move yet. Growth Equity is in fourth. Just stalk in the top duo. 48.35 for the half-mile time, and Trendsetter will have to come from last to catch Talk to Me Jimmy with a half-mile left to go in the Peter Pan. Talk to Me Jimmy takes him into the far turn. Golfy starts to move in, is within a half length of the leader. Talk to Me Jimmy is now trying to hold the margin in front of Golfy, and Growth Equity is in the clear. Growth Equity is ranging up 3 wide. Talk to Me Jimmy's going to have to find more as here comes Golfy, here comes Growth Equity. Trendsetter is out of last, and Azam is the trailer. They turn for home at the top of the stretch, and Talk to Me Jimmy battles on. Golfy, but now Growth Equity is cut loose down the center of the racetrack, and a new leader, Growth Equity, starts to sprint away. Growth Equity, Talk to Me Jimmy fights on towards the inside. Growth Equity up by a full length. A 16th left to go. Growth Equity, Flavien Pratt for Chad Brown. They win the
Yeah.
Grade 3 Peter Pan. Talk to Me Jimmy second, Trendsetter, and Golfy.
So it was Flavien Pratt.
Grade 3 Peter Pan winner. Back-to-back wins now.
The one slipped right by the
Florida Stables. Yeah, I mean, look.
the 6 horse right at the wire. So I think the 6 came fourth, which is fine. I should I just would have lost my money because I still would have played them. But yeah, with the 1 horse going off even money, it ain't that exactor is not going to pay. I don't care who comes behind it, who came by the 5. 1, 2, yeah, you'd be lucky if you get $2 for your $1 bet. You might not even get $2. But anyway, the last race for today is going to be Churchill Downs because I'm not going to do the Santa Anita. That's at 8 o'clock. That's 3 hours away. And I just, yeah, no. I will have wound down by that time and would not want to come back on unless it was $1 million race, which is not. So we are just not going to focus on that race. So the next race is the 10th race. Oh, that's this one coming up in 7 minutes. And this is the William Walker Stake Race. Churchill. Okay, let me. Going to my racing form, or I should say past performance, because I don't know how to read the racing form. My mom was the complete opposite. She didn't know how to read the past performances. She knew how to read the racing form. So this is the William Walker Stake Race. Purse is $225,000. These are 3-year-olds. And it looks like males. It's going 5.5 furlong on the turf. Oh, pardon me. 5.5 furlongs on the turf. There were 8 horses in the race. Looks like the 3 horse has been scratched. So the one is 4-1, Reb 5 with Jose Ortiz. The 2 horses 9-2, Throckmorton with Brian Hernandez. The 4 horse is 5-1, Sandals Song with Irad Ortiz. The 5 horse is 12-1 with Rebel with the Cause with Tyler Gaffleon. The 6 horse is 15-1 with Ketchum with Jared Loveberry. The 7 horse at 35-1 is Walter the Mason with Luan Machado, and the 8 horse 4-5 outfielder with Johnny V. John Velasquez, Johnny V. Now, at first glance, I would do, even though I would do other bets, I would bet the 1, 4, and 5, period. Now, the 8 horse might have a chance of winning. I don't know. It might, with Johnny V on it. Yeah, because he's a legacy jockey, and anybody in the horse racing world knows who he is. But the 1, 4, and 5 would be my top picks. And would I do an exacta box? Maybe. Would I key the 8 over the 1, 4, and 5? Maybe. That would be, and keying, that means I would pick the 8 horse and I would box it because it may come second over the 1, the 4, and the 5 horse. So that way, if it comes 1, 4, 5, 8, I would still win that exactor. And of course, if it's the 8 with the 1, 4, and 5, I would win also. But then I would also play the 1, 4, and 5 box because I'm stupid that way. So anyway, this is the last race. Let me go find Churchill Downs. See if it'll play for me like I want it to. It's 2 minutes to post time. Come on. 3 minutes. They are doing their circle dance. After this, I have to go take care of my fish. I haven't talked about my babies in a while. Maybe I'll talk about them next week. Give you an update on how they're doing. But right now, I have to go take care of them. So they are heading to the gate. Wait, they're going the wrong way. Oh, it's a turf. Okay. They do their circle dance on the dirt, and then they go over to the turf. Okay, they're heading to the turf. They're heading to the gate. Horses are being entered.
Here's Travis Stone with William Walker.
Travis.
And the rough. Long shot, Walter the Mason won the break quickly. Racing out to grab the lead, clears the field, opens up 2.5 in the first 16th of a mile. Walter the Mason, fleet-footed out there. Outfielder from the outside post races up to grab second. Throckmorton is racing third. Rebel with the causes fourth.
And he's very good at bringing long shots in too. But I didn't have him in my head.
The Mason onto the far turn, a big price out there, and a fast quarter, 21 and 1/5 seconds, and it's a 3-length lead. Walter the Mason heading for the quarter pole in front, holds the lead.
He
by
sure
3
is.
as they turn in. Outfielders now set down for the drive. Rebel with the cause outside, Sandal Song and Throckmorton heading for the 8th pole. Walter the Mason's in deep water. Here comes outfielder. Outfielder's up for the lead. In behind is Rebel with a cause and Sandal Song. Throckmorton comes through between, but outfielder got the jump on everybody. And outfielder scores by 3 on the wire. And Sandal Song second.
I don't know who came second. Well,
finished fourth.
The outfielder, the favorite, Johnny V, came first, but I don't know who came second. Oh, 8-4.
William Walker outfielder getting the job done. But Joe, how chilly did Johnny Velasquez sit?
I love that though, and even though it looked easy, I love that ride by Johnny Velasquez.
Okay, so that is it. It came 8-4-2. Yep, 8425. So again, because he was even money, the fact that he was going off 6-1 doesn't matter. But I said I would put the 1, the 4, and the 5 behind the 8. That's just horse racing. But anyway, thank you so much for staying with me, for wanting to see all of my shenanigans, and I will see you next week. I will be live. I will be here. Thank you. Have a good week. That's what I'm trying to do anyway.